How about Nikki Haley? Did you hear what she said? On when was it? Was it yesterday? Yesterday? Nikki Haley was at a campaign event in New Hampshire, and she was asked a question about the Civil War. She was asked what caused the Civil War by a person who was at this press briefing or town hall, whatever it was, in Berlin, New Hampshire. This was Wednesday night. I guess it was last night. Yeah, it was last night when this happened. And she was asked what caused the Civil War. And her response was just horseshit. And a woman of color, which is what Nikki Haley is, should have a clear understanding of what caused, if she wants to be president anyway, of what caused the Civil War in this country. But she left out any mention of slavery. This is what she said, quote, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how the government was going to run, the freedoms, and what people could and couldn't do. And then she tried to turn the question back to the person who asked the question. I've heard the audio. She said, well, what do you think caused the Civil War? And the guy who asked the question originally said he would rather hear her answer. Now, she started to answer, and then she said, next question. But what a stupid goddamn thing to do. Only it's not grounded in stupidity. It's grounded in the kind of political fascism that even somebody like Nikki Haley, and I say somebody like Nikki Haley because she's the daughter of immigrants, she's a woman of color, she was the governor of South Carolina, for fuck's sake. She was the one who ordered the takedown of statues celebrating Robert E. Lee or somebody, and yet she did not have the goddamn decency or the courage when asked the question to even mention slavery, which shows you how absolutely corrupted these people have become, these Christian fascists who think they're members of the Republican Party. Now, she tried to walk back her answer the morning after the town hall, which I guess, what was it, this morning? Saying in a local radio interview that, of course, the Civil War is about slavery. We know that. That's the easy part of it. What I was saying was, what does it mean for us today? What it means for us today is about freedom. Yes, I know it was about slavery. I'm from the South, of course. You know it's about slavery. Blah, 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 blah. But then she took it one step further, and I was just kind of waiting for this, and she didn't let me down. She pointed blame for her own answer at the man behind the question. She accused the guy who asked her the question, and the question, remember, the question was, what was the cause, in your opinion, of the Civil War? How would you handle that question, truth seeker, right? But Nikki Haley, she tried to blame the guy asking the question. She accused him of working for the opposing political party. Oh, yes, it was his fault, you bad-mouthed asshole, Nikki Haley, you. This is what she said, quote, he was definitely a Democrat plant. That's why I said, what does it mean to you? And if you notice, he didn't answer anything. We see these guys when they come in. We know what they're doing. End quote. Now, so far as I know, no news gathering organization has managed to independently verify the questioner's identity. But you see how quickly these Christian devils go immediately. Oh, it's not my fault. Nothing's my fault. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. Nothing is my fault. Joe Biden did respond to her comment this morning. He simply shared in a post on X when he wrote, it was about slavery. Yeah, no shit, Joe. Okay. And then a spokesperson for Ron DeSantis's Nazi attempt to become president, a spokesman for him, said that Haley's interview comments were, quote, an embarrassing cleanup attempt after she made the statement. Of course, somebody should ask DeSantis about it too, right? That spokesperson for DeSantis, a guy named Andrew Romeo, he wrote this morning on X, quote, even if that is true, if she can't handle a question as basic as the cause of the Civil War, what does she think is going to happen to her in general election? The Democrats would eat her lunch. Oh, what a brilliant response, you asshole. But this is what is going on. Somebody can't even answer or refuses to answer a simple question because, if she would have just spoken the truth, well, of course, slavery, what the hell do you think it was, questioner? Which would have been my answer. But if she would have said anything even remotely resembling that, she would have immediately been doxxed and attacked by the Orange Jesus and by anybody else who is in the Trump Nazi camp who would want to demolish Nikki Haley because Nikki Haley has advanced 3 percentage points in polling. Are you not tired of these people yet? Now, it's not just Nikki Haley. How about this obscene little bitch, Lauren Bobo, Boebert, the representative, Republican from, or Christian Nazi from Christian hypocrite from Colorado, Bobo Boebert. Well, she announced yesterday she's going to switch congressional districts because there's a Democrat running against her in the district she has been representing who is going to, well, to use the phrase from DeSantis's campaign manager, is going to eat her lunch. And this Democrat has far outraised her, and she is, still trying to cover up for that little moment on video. But in a Facebook video post yesterday, Bobo announced, this is according to the Associated Press, that she's going to enter the crowded Republican primary in the district represented by former Representative Ken, who is retiring. And she's leaving the more competitive 3rd district seat that she barely won last year. What did she win by? A few hundred votes? And there's no question that she would lose it in November coming because some in her Christian Nazi party are, embarrassed by what she does in public. They don't give a shit. She's a married woman. So Bobo, well, I better get the hell out of my home district and move into a different district or I'm going to wind up unemployed again. But that's not what Bobo said was her reason for moving. Oh, no. Just like Nikki Haley blamed it on a Democrat operative. Boebert implied in the video that she posted about her departure from the district, she said it would help the Republicans retain the seat. And she said this, quote, I will not allow dark money that is directed at destroying me personally to steal this seat. It's not fair to the 3rd district and the conservatives who have fought so hard for our victories. The Aspen donors and George Soros and Hollywood are trying to buy this seat. Well, they can go pound sand. End quote. Can you fucking believe this? George Soros again. Oh my God. Hollywood. Oh my God. And the Aspen donors, I guess those are rich people who have a home in Aspen, Colorado, right? Those Aspen donors and George Soros, the Jew, and Hollywood, mostly Jews, are trying to buy this seat. Well, they can go pound sand. Go pound sand? How old are you, Bobo? 12? From a different, no, never mind, Jesus. So, Bobo also implies that what she's doing is going to give her, quote, a fresh start, end quote. And she's trying to acknowledge the rough year following the separation from her husband, and the video of her, I love this term, misbehaving with a date at a performance of the musical Beetlejuice in Denver. And I like this sentence too. By the way, I'm quoting from the Associated Press. They write this. The scandal in September rocked some of her faithful supporters who saw her behavior as a transgression of conservative Christian values, and for which Boebert apologized at events throughout her district. Oh, God. Conservative Christians? These hypocritical son of a bitches? Conservative Nazi Christians? Oh, my God. Somebody help me. I'm just going to lose it. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.